Hello, everyone. I just want to let you know, inform you even, that the English and mathematical methods exams are now over. Now that we've got that out of the way, I just want to let you know how it went, for me in specific. Now, I was kind of dreading the English exam because English is a subject, it's the subject I studied for the least throughout the whole year. I spent every English class playing chess. That's an exaggeration and a lie. If anyone I know in real life looks this video up, please. I worked very hard in English this year, as you can tell. But I was dreading the exam because it's such a daunting task. I should have started studying for the exam perhaps midway through the year by practicing every week or writing a couple essays and whatever. Pretty much every English SAC and assessment I did, I kind of procrastinated, did a little practice beforehand, a little tiny bit, panicked, walked in on the day, cool, calm and collected, and just did what I had to do. And it was the same experience with the exam. I was panicking before the exam, and then I kind of accepted my fate. I thought, just let the chips fall where they may. I walked into this English exam, and to be honest, there were some shenanigans. I mean, the section C was a little weird this year. Sections A and B were fine. In fact, the section A and B prompts that we had to write on, they were prompts on subjects that were pretty broad, pretty topical, things we had studied in class. So thank you to the English department at my school for preparing me adequately. Well, how adequate could it be? I mean, we'll have to wait till the marks come out later. But no, I drank a lot of water during the English exam because I had a big breakfast. I didn't want to run out of energy during the exam. I didn't want to be hungry because imagine you're writing and you're thinking to yourself, what should I be writing here? What should I be writing here? What should I be writing here? And you're just distracted by an insatiable hunger. I wouldn't like to be in that situation. So I had a big breakfast. I had a lot of water. I finished my entire water bottle that I brought into the exam, and I went to the toilet 3 times. I pretty much, first time it was near the end of exam, near the end of one essay. The second time I thought, Abraham, how about you finish this paragraph and then you can go to the toilet? And I can just tell when my body is in need, so I attended it to her right away. I didn't really use the dictionary that they supplied us, well, that the school supplied us, not VCAR, except for a couple words. So I did use it. In fact, I used the dictionary, popped it right on my desk. I opened it up to look at a funny word, then I closed it, put it back on the ground, and I started writing again. Because that's the kind of person I am. I walked out of the English exam feeling pretty happy because it's over. But the next task on the list was mathematical methods. Now, I love maths more than the average person. I really dedicated a lot of my time. I think it's the subject I studied for with the most quality and quantity throughout the year. Not to brag, like one of those lame YouTubers who cares about VCE, post-VCE, but this is the amount of work I did for methods. It's not even a brag. This wasn't work to me. I enjoyed most of it. So it's more like, this is how much I enjoyed myself throughout the year. And to be honest, my scores did not improve from starting to ending all these practice exams. So still, the methods exam was extraordinarily different. I mean, this year we were expecting them to throw the book at us because last year of the kind of study design and whatnot. But instead of throwing the book at us, they let us approach them, open the book, pick out what questions we wanted to do, and do them. I mean, there were some really easy questions on the first methods exam. And there were some very easy marks that I lost. But it felt strange. It felt surreal even. I mean, the kinds of questions and phrasing was something never seen before. I mean, there was really a mark dedicated to multiplying 20 by 20 that the majority of the state did not get. So the exam was pretty straightforward and easy, which worries me because then the threshold for an A plus or an A will change, and I might not, well, I probably will, but maybe might not fit in that category. So, terrified. The second exam, which was the day after exam 1, was exam 2. I know, mind-blowing, right? It just must change your perspective completely. But exam 2, I was walking into that exam feeling a little confident. Well, in all honesty, probably not, because the day before Methods 2, the Methods 1 exam, I looked at some of the suggested solutions and I thought to myself, wow, look at all these handfuls of marks that I just lost and threw down the drain, all that practice for nothing. But I'll never have to practice in exam 1 again for VCE. But the night before the exam 2, I was just studying to myself and thinking, this is it. This is how the Abraham story ends. Irredeemable. Everyone was expecting the second exam to be incredibly hard because that's kind of what we've come to expect. But it was genuinely straightforward, which again worries me because of the A plus and A threshold. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how I did. I finished a little early, and I went through some questions, but I was going through them a little slowly. I didn't get around to checking everything, and looking at some suggested solutions, I may have lost a couple of silly marks. But other than that, I think I did pretty well. I mean, I actually liked the exam. Everyone was walking out thinking, oh my god, that was awful, that was horrible, but I thought that was okay. I guess I understood some questions. Some questions that I prided myself on understanding, I thought, see, I was able to give an answer for this. Check the suggested solutions, completely wrong, not even in the ballpark, not even close to correct, the complete opposite of correct, but they're still not going to give me the mark. So I thought, okay, maybe I was a little too overconfident coming out of the exam, but it was, as exams go, it was pretty good. Easier than last year, easier than the year before that, and so on and so forth. Still, there was some couple marks for some pretty abstract questions that I just couldn't wrap my head around. But, I mean, as exams go, that exam was pretty good. I was talking about methods exam 2, by the way. The last question, the very last question, I lost 1 or 2 marks because I may have missed a sign, a plus or a minus. But other than that, I was able to provide an answer for everything. And I'm pretty happy with that because it was a kind of abstract question. Instead of giving you an actual graph, they gave you a table of values. That was, you have to fill in the graph in your mind. Not really, but you have to substitute points. It was a function of a function, a composite function, and there's all this kind of witchcraft and wizardry. And on top of that, a lot of my peers said they didn't get around to finishing or answering everything, which is a little concerning. Well, not that concerning. If people were worried with the exam, then they were worried with the exam. I mean, what else can I say? My next 2 exams are chemistry and physics. And this was just something I drafted up back when I was very obsessed with studying to the fullest of my ability. Now I only study with the minimum amount of energy that I can provide it. Because why bother? I'm joking, of course. Stay in school, kids. Work hard. I might give you guys another update after the chemistry and physics exams to let you know how I went. If you're looking for actual numbers, probably can't provide them for English because I can't give a good indication of my writing unsubjectively. Objectively. Unsubjectively. What a word. I hope I didn't use that word in my essays, otherwise I would have gotten a 0. Methods exams, hoping for a high mark, for some leniency from the assessors, hoping my writing was understood. Other than that, let's get ready for chemistry and physics. Daunting subjects, very daunting. Chemistry more so than physics because physics is a little easier to understand. if I do get a high ATAR, I promise I will not become one of those YouTubers who rags on about their high ATAR years into the future and kind of proselytizes and kind of preaches the whole message of work hard, stay in school, and uses it as an opportunity to brag. But I might become one of those YouTubers, so depends. 99.95 ATAR inbound. No, forget that. 100 ATAR coming at your way, alright? When I make that ATAR reaction video, you're going to see that 100, no, that 1000 ATAR. Peace out, folks.